Hi, I'm NG Avant. I am a Canadian indie author who writes feminist fiction, and right now I have finally arrived in Germany. I'm in Burghausen, Germany, which is on the border between Germany and Austria, and I'm here to view the castle. And I plan on using this castle as part of one of the environments that my 4 witchy women characters will be traveling back to. I have had a long haul. It's 9 o'clock local time. It's been basically 24 hours. I arrived at the airport 24 hours ago because I found out that my flight had been delayed for a second time. So I'm starving. I haven't eaten since this morning on my flight from my flight over the pond. They gave me like a continental breakfast, and it's been like go, go, go ever since. So I haven't had a chance to really eat. I had planned on going to a local place and getting a schnitzel or trying some, sausages or something, trying like local food. But even though it's a Friday night, 9 o'clock, everything is closed. So I'm going with good old Subway. Tomorrow will be my day for schnitzel, I guess. So I'm gonna do mukbang style because I'm starving. I'm also exhausted and I want to film this story time while things are still fresh, and so that I can also just like go to bed. I get a notification that my flight has been delayed, which I didn't think anything of it at the time. I still had lots of time to get to my connecting flight. Originally, I was supposed to be flying from Ottawa to Toronto and then Toronto directly to Munich. But I got a second notification saying that it was going to be even later, which meant that I was going to be in the air when my flight to Munich was going to be taking off. At the check-in desk, they're very helpful. They end up calling customer service. We're like trying to figure something out. At one point, we were talking about I was going to drive to Montreal and try and catch a flight out of Montreal. But in the end, they did manage to get me a flight where I would be going to Frankfurt first and then to Munich. So originally I was supposed to be arriving around 10 o'clock this morning local time. Then Frankfurt, and then Munich. I was supposed to be arriving around 1 o'clock. That was okay. I already pre-purchased my train tickets and everything, but it was one of those passes that you can just use for the day. It was like a 24-hour pass, so I wasn't too worried about it. But then my flight got delayed a third time. So then I had to get rerouted again, this time to Heathrow. So still taking that same delayed flight from Ottawa to Toronto, and then catching a flight to London, to Heathrow Airport, and then from there, going to Munich. So I finally got on the plane. I had arrived at the airport around 3:30ish, 3:30, like everything was sorted by 4. So I had gone through security and stuff and was sitting in the airport at like 4 o'clock. I boarded my flight to Toronto, I think around 8 o'clock, but it's all a blur. The last 24 hours are a total blur. So then I land, and I don't have a very, very long window before they start boarding the Heathrow flight. I only have like 20 minutes to haul my butt from the national section of Pearson Airport to the international section. I get there, and just as I get there, it's like out of a movie. They announce a gate change. So, the gate isn't that far. It's around the corner. I have enough time to basically basically go to the bathroom, refill my water bottle, and that's it. I do that, board the flight, and then the flight is fine from Toronto to Heathrow. I managed to sleep a little bit. This is around 11 o'clock. I think around 11 o'clock that I was boarding the flight in Toronto. So they fed us dinner, like a dinner around midnight, or shortly after that. And then after we ate, I took a couple of NyQuil pills, because I don't know if you can hear, but I've got a little bit of a cold that I'm trying to fight off. So then I kind of drifted in and out of sleep until this morning, when they gave us like a continental breakfast, which was basically just a yogurt and a little like bread type of thing, like a banana bread. It wasn't banana bread, but it was like something like that. And then I land, and I did have time to eat. I did have time to eat when I was at Heathrow, but I didn't. I prioritized charging all my stuff. So I fly in, and we're arriving around 11 o'clock local time. It feels like 6 or 7 o'clock to me. And then the flight to Munich was delayed, but only by 15 minutes. It wasn't bad compared to the other one that had been like 3 or 4 hours. I arrived in Munich, and I knew I wanted to catch the train that left at 6, because the next one I would have been getting here at like 9 or 10 o'clock at night with all the connections that I had to do with the train. So I basically only had time to grab a quick coffee. I didn't get anything from Starbucks. I should have, in hindsight, but I had it in my mind that my first meal when I got to Germany was going to be some sort of traditional German dish, and not a Subway sandwich. Wah wah, it is what it is. Absolutely zero notes on the train situation. Very efficient. Germans know what they're doing. It's just like clockwork. Luckily, I'm a pretty seasoned traveler. You know, I have family in England, I have family in the US, I have family in Mexico, and I love to travel. So all of these like delays and gate changes and having to deal with that, I think that if this had been my first time traveling alone, I would have had a mental breakdown. But because, you know, I kind of knew what I was doing, I knew what to expect, it wasn't too bad. But normally I would have, I think because like I had my kids leading up to when I was leaving, so I like literally packed like New Year's Day morning. Usually I would pack myself snacks for the airport. I'd go to the dollar store and have snacks for myself. Like I didn't have anything. I was not as well prepared as I usually am. Upload like my eSIM card to my phone while I was using the Wi-Fi at one of the airports. I think it was when I was waiting at Heathrow, and I thought it worked, but it wasn't working when I was trying to use it to find my hotel when I got here. I'm in this is kind of a smallish town, so and I knew that where I am right now. There was Wi-Fi at the different train stations, so I just thought, okay, I'll hook onto Wi-Fi, I'll plug in my hotel, and then I'll be able to like go from there and decide if I'm gonna walk it or get an Uber or whatever. But there's no Wi-Fi at this station because again, this is like a smaller town. So I'm like, okay. I remembered when I booked it, I kind of vaguely had an idea. I knew it was like downtown area, so I just started walking. And looking for free Wi-Fi because it's everywhere. And I ended up coming across the free Wi-Fi that is for the hotel that I'm booked at, that I'm staying at. So I'm like, oh, there's Wi-Fi. So then I started looking around and I saw the sign for my hotel, and that's how I found my hotel. Originally, I was supposed to be arriving here like right at check-in, right at 3 o'clock. So I was going to be able to walk around and see the downtown and kind of get to know this little town. Today was the idea, and then tomorrow was going to be the castle. So I'm going to try and squeeze it all in tomorrow, but I'm here. I'm in Burghausen, day 1. Thank you for listening to my vlog, my story time about getting here to Germany. It went from being very straightforward to not as straightforward, but I did it. I'm here. I'm very excited to bring you along. Sorry this is so low energy. Hopefully tomorrow, with a good night's sleep, I'll have the energy back and we're gonna have a great time. So thank you so much for being here. See you later.